everyone, welcome back to my channel, Real Talk with Val, and I am Valerie. I'm doing well and I hope you all are doing well also. Today, I would like to talk about my hair journey and how it coincides with my spiritual journey. But first, let me just say, this is a disclaimer that I am not telling anyone that they shouldn't get any types of weave or wigs or anything like that. This video is not about that. But what it is about, how I've always struggled with my hair. Now, I could say that I struggled with my hair because I didn't know who I was, or I didn't embrace who I truly was as a person, as a beautiful woman. And so that may be why I struggle so much with my hair. Let me just say that my hair, I've always had like thin hair. I've always had a receding hairline, as you can see. And I was ashamed of that. I went through the 80s with the Jerry curl and all of that. Then I got the Jerry curl off, and then I ended up getting a relaxer, and I cut all my hair off and I did a relaxer, and I had a cute little cut and everything. And I had a bang that swooped down here like that. It was fly. But as I got older, my hair started thinning a little bit around the temple, but I still had my bang. When I got my relaxer for the first time and got my hair cut, I was going to the hair salon every 2 weeks, sometimes every week, because I could maintain it because it was so short. But as I said, but it was cute. And I did that for years. I went to the hairstylist for years. And so after a while, I stopped going to the hairstylist, and I started trying to do my own hair. And I was putting, hair color on my hair and things like that, manipulating my hair. And my hair, it thinned out a little bit more around the temples. I've always had a lot back here. I would always say, why couldn't the hair that's back here, why couldn't I move it up here and take this part and move it back there? But that ain't how it go. But I wish that I could at that time. But so years later, we're gonna push it up a few years ahead. And so I started getting tracks in my hair. Now, at the time when I was getting the tracks in my hair, it was like when you would put the glue on the hair and then glue it on, sometimes on a stocking cap and sometimes on your hair. And did that for a long time. And in doing that, the little bit of hair that I did have up here, like over time, it kind of like disappeared. So then literally, I had my receding hairline, and then it went all the way back here. So I had my receding hairline and thin right here, and this little part right here, it got thin too. So yeah, so I had a dilemma going on. I say a dilemma because of the fact that I wanted to stop getting the tracks, but it was like, but if I stop getting the tracks, then what am I gonna do about this up here? This dilemma I had going on up here, it was like, what am I gonna do with it? And so I kept getting the tracks. And so on down the line, I decided that I was gonna get the tracks out. So what I did, I stopped getting the tracks, and I went to this place. I can't remember the name of it, but I was going to try to get some braids. Okay, so that was the next thing. I was like, let me get some braids. Maybe if I get some braids, then I won't have to manipulate my hair, and I can just get some braids and then not do anything to my hair. and perhaps it'll grow up here, you know. But when I went, they were like, ma'am, basically they were saying like, you ain't got enough hair for us to attach no braid to. They were like, you don't have enough hair for us to attach a braid to. So I didn't know what to do. So I just told her just to braid it the best way she could. Which she did. I wish I had a picture, but I don't. But let me just say, it was a hot mess. It is what it is. And so we're going to go ahead a little further in time. So I ended up getting a sew-in. I didn't go to a professional. It was a family member that did it. And it was like this long, wavy black hair. It was sew-in. And it was, oh my goodness. And I fell in love with it. I did. Because it was just like, yeah, I could swing it and everything. And it was just like, ooh, it's just like my hair. You know. And I just thought I looked so good with it. Not saying I didn't, but I'm just saying I looked so good with that sew-in. But anyway. So I wore the sew-in forever. I wore that sew-in. I think they say you're not supposed to wear them over 3 months. I could be wrong on that. But when I got my sew-in, I had my sew-in, I wore it like a year. So I had a sew-in, I wore it like a year. And then when that one got old, I ordered some more hair. And then I get another sew-in. And I wear that one about a year. I literally know or feel, and I may not be accurate in this number, that I wore a sew-in for at least 7 years. It was this particular hair. It was deep curly. It was real, virgin hair that I ordered. And I loved it because I could it was like it was mine. I bought products for it, all kinds of products and shampoos and conditioners and just everything. I was doing everything to that hair. It was like it was mine. I had bonded with the hair. The hair, that was my hair. I bought it and it was mine. Literally. But I wore it for so long, and then after a while, because the point was so that my hair would grow. So I was like, let me wear these sew-ins so my hair can grow. But the sew-in was kind of smothering my hair out also, because I was wearing a sew-in, but I wasn't letting my hair breathe for a little while. Like, you know how you wear it maybe 3 months and then you let your hair breathe for maybe 3 months and maybe get another one. Like, not me. Nah. It was just like, nah, I'm finna wear this sew-in. This is my hair. I'm wearing it every day. And I did do that. And the only time that I let my hair breathe is when I was getting that one taken out and getting another one put in. That was it. Basically. And so, but when I started my spiritual journey, well, really, actually, before my spiritual journey, I decided that, and I was thinking, I want to get this hair sew-in out. But I would look at my hair when I didn't have a sew-in in, and I just didn't see the possibilities. It was just like, no, you're going to have to get this sew-in. Or you're going to have to do some of this dilemma that you got going on up here. And it's like, I didn't know what to do. And so a coworker of mine, she got a sew-in. And so she wore hers for a while. Well, no, it was a crochet. Okay? It was a crochet. And so I ended up taking the sew-in out. But then I started crocheting wigs. So I crochet wigs and I started wearing a crochet wig, which I really love. And I have it right here. This wig, oh my goodness. I had a lot of crochet wigs that I created, but this was my fave right here. And I just can't throw it away. Because I just feel like at some point, if I do decide that I want to, wear some weave or something like that, or try a different look, I'm going to slap her on. Anyway, but so in saying that, I remember my coworker, she took hers out and her hair was short, and I guess her hair was damaged that she cut it all off like a boy cut. But then when she came to work, she had a cap on because I believe that she was ashamed of the fact that she went from the weave and then she came in and she had like this boy cut, but she had a cap on. She wasn't comfortable with it, And truly admired her for doing that, because I wanted to do that. Like, I wanted to take my weave out and take my wig off and just, you know, wear my own hair, just do my own hair, you know, finally. And I admire her for that. But I could tell that she was uncomfortable. And in my mind, it was just like, I know if I do that, I'm going to feel that same way. I'm not going to be, I won't feel comfortable, you know. And so eventually over time, I kept wearing my crochet wigs and stuff. But I saw that her hair was starting to grow because she didn't have anything. She just started going like, after a while, when her hair started growing, she stopped wearing her cap, and it was just, you know, it started sprouting up, you know, fast. And I was like so envious because I was like, I want my hair to, it was like envious to the degree where I was happy for her, but I was like, but I want to do that. And I felt like I couldn't. And it made me feel some type of way because I wanted to take that weave out so bad because I hadn't worn my hair. This was in the 2000s. I hadn't worn my hair natural since like, I'm gonna say the early 90s, you know. Let's say it ain't, I know it. But anyway, so, and I'm getting to where I'm trying to go slowly. I'm just painting a picture. And so, at that time, I feel like I was starting my spiritual journey. Just because of the fact that I wanted to be me. And I started feeling like the weaves and everything, that was like the old me. And I wanted to show the new me. I wanted to be the new me because I started feeling better about myself. And I felt like if I could take this weave out and do my own hair, then I could start embracing the real me, the authentic me. And that's why I feel like I had like that battle of wanting to take it out but not take it out. You know, thinking like if I took it out, like I'm gonna look a mess, you know, I'm not gonna be beautiful without my long curly or wavy weave, you know. So anyway, but like I said, I had started my spiritual journey, and so I feel like that had something to do with it. And so I got to this point where I would be at work working, but then I'd be thinking about my hair and what I'm gonna do with it. So finally, I started looking on YouTube and looking at other ladies on YouTube that cut their hair off and what they were saying and how they were looking. But the thing about it is, but they had hair up here, even though they cut all their hair off. And it was just like, even if I cut it all off, I'm not going to have anything up here. And it's like, ugh, you know, but anyway, really, I felt like it was frustrating. Excuse me. So one day I was just like, it was on my mind, and I said to myself, I said, self, the next day, you're going to cut your hair. Now, let me just say that at this point, my hair had broken off. In other places, I had some new growth and I had some perm hair. Okay, so I had a lot going on, and I had some thinness up here. The next day, I said a prayer, I got my scissors, and I literally went in and I cut, not the new growth, I just cut all the perm hair off. Wherever the perm hair was, I cut it off. And then, after that, I washed my hair, I shampooed it, and what I did, I twist my hair. So I saw some ladies get the gel and twist their hair, you know, like coil it up. And I did it all over. And it didn't look half bad, but it was like one of them things like I didn't look like myself to me. Because I'm so used to having my weave and my wigs on. And so like with my weaves and my wigs, see, they would always kind of like swoop over all of this and then swoop over like that one eyebrow. You know, it's kind of sexy. But yeah. And now I'm like, so now it's like, I don't have anything up here. Like, I didn't realize how big my forehead was. I really didn't. Like I really have a big forehead, and it's just like, and then with my hair being back, it was like my forehead, and then it's just like it had a slope, you know. And I was just looking at all the different things about it, and it was like, oh my goodness. So, but anyway, but I had cut it off, so it is what it is, and I could have easily put that wig back on, my fave over there. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It was like literally like facing a fear. It was scary. Why? Because not only was I afraid, or not even afraid, not only was I don't know, it was like uncomfortable with my hair or my weave, you know, being without my weave and having my, you know, just my natural hair. I was uncomfortable. Then I started feeling like when I went to work, because you know, when you wear your weave and people see you in your weave, people start thinking it's your hair too, because that's all they see you in, even though they know it's not. But it's like, this is the look. And it was just like, and I know it's not about what other people think, but it's just like, but I'm just saying, I'm just being real. And so when I went to work, I thought about that, you know, like how people when they see it, they're gonna be like, ooh, you know, maybe I felt like that because I was like, ugh, you know, kind of, you know, I hadn't embraced it. And so anyway, I remember going to work and everything, and nobody was saying anything, but I'm like, I know y'all see I cut off my hair off. Not like I'm all that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I worked there a long time and people knew me. So it was like, and people always talk to me. And so people would, like where I work, people would like walk by. They wouldn't say anything. It's like somebody told them like, you know, Valerie cut her hair off. That's what I feel. And then they told them, and then they came back. You know, they would come back and pass by, not saying anything, but looking at the fact that I cut all my hair off, and it's like, Valerie got no hair. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I knew it because I could feel, I could feel energies like that. And so one person finally came up to me and they were looking at my head. They was talking to me, but they were looking at my hair. Basically, and I knew it. And then so somebody came up to me and they were like, you know, somebody else came up to me and they were like, I like it, you know. And somebody else, and then a couple other people made comments about it, but nobody ever said like, you know, no, we don't like it. And even if they did feel that way, nobody told me that they didn't like it, you know. And if they did, I don't know how would it made me feel at that time, you know, because like I was feeling a little uncomfortable. So, but anyway, so saying all of that, and that wasn't that long ago when I cut that relaxer off of my hair. That was I want to say that was 2020. So it wasn't that long ago. But before that, I started on my spiritual journey, and I feel like that had something to do with the fact that I just wanted to be myself. And I felt, not saying that I couldn't be myself with the weave, but it's just like I felt like I was hiding up under my weave of whom I really am. And so it's just like, because I wanted to be, it was like, it's this new me. And it's just like, I want to be the new me all the way. Like, not just, you know, I wanted to be the new me emotionally, mentally, physically, in every way. You know, I wanted to be the real me. And I just feel like that was one of the things that I had to conquer. And it's so sad to say that I had to conquer that, but literally, people don't understand. We got to conquer that thing, like, because we get in our own minds like, oh my gosh, it's not gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and we talk ourselves out of it. Like if we in braids, or we got sew-ins in, or we got crochets in, and it's just like we don't want to let it go because for some people it might be because of it's easier to maintain, and for some people it's just like they just don't feel like they're attractive without it, you know. And like I said, I just feel like it was just part of my journey. And so because of the fact that I did cut my hair off, and I cut that perm hair off, which is dead hair, you know, then my hair, you know, my hair started to grow. And it has grown some. I actually have cut it a couple of times, like on the sides and, you know, a little bit, because I don't like long sides. but it has grown and it's healthy. It's healthy. But this goes back to, like I said, my spiritual journey and how I feel I was hiding up under my weave. I didn't love myself, you know. And I know y'all probably saying like, oh, we don't want to hear that. But it's really true. Because I feel if I truly love myself, then I would have known that, Valerie, whether you have a sew-in in or braids or a wig on or whatever it is that you have on, you know that you're beautiful with it or without it. You know, you're beautiful with it or without it. Now, some people, you know, they'll get sew-ins just to get a, you know, just because they want a new look, you know. And then they'll wear maybe a couple of months and then take it out and go back to their, you know, their hair, you know, their hair. But I think a lot of times, but it's a difference though when you get the sew-ins or the wigs and the braids, and then you don't, the reason why you don't want to let it go is because you don't think you'll look attractive without it. That's different. You see what I'm saying? That's different. But, and so that was me. So that's why I always say I don't speak on anything I don't know. But this is my channel, and like I said, it's my opinion and it's from my perspective. But I don't speak about things that I haven't gone through, and I have. And these are just some feelings that I had when I was going, you know, through this hair journey, along with the spiritual journey. And so I realized looking back that the reason why I didn't want to take my weave out is because I was uncomfortable with my hair in the front and how it would look. Not only how it would appear to me, but how it would appear to others. You know, like somebody would say, "Ooh, she bald-headed up under there." You know, like this is stuff I'll be telling myself. And I know it's sad, but it's so true. It's so true though, you know. And, ooh, she look like a boy. You know, she look like a man up under there. I would just tell myself that that's what people are saying. And I'm not saying that they didn't, but I'm saying this is what I was telling myself. You know, and so that was making me uncomfortable about coming from up under that weave, you know. And, but on my spiritual journey, which is like, I always say I am grateful for my spiritual journey, because I learned on my spiritual journey that hair is what it is. It's just hair. And people will say, but I want my hair to look good. But your hair can look good. You don't have to be up on a weave or a crochet for your hair to look good. Like, it's people that wear sew-ins that actually have lots of hair up under their sew-in. But they feel like if they take the sew-in out, like, they're not going to look as good with the sew-in in. And I'm talking about lengthy hair. Back when I was going through what I was going through with my hair, if my hair would have been lengthy and I was wearing sew-ins and I took my sew-in out, it wouldn't have been nothing for me to just pull my hair back in a ponytail, a messy ponytail, and go. Like, that's something that I envied of people that could just pull their hair back in a ponytail. It don't matter how long the ponytail was. It could have been on the ponytail like that. It don't matter. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do any of them. So it was like, you know, it's like you should be so happy that you can do that. You know. Oh, and let me just say, also, after my hair grew out, after I cut it off and it grew out enough where I could pull it back. So then I started pulling it back. And so I would sleek it back in a little ponytail. I had like a little bitty ponytail. And I know y'all probably seen on my previous videos or a picture on Facebook. And I had like the little bun. Yeah, I know y'all know that was fake, but I'm just saying. It was like a little bun. I had enough hair I could put the little bun on there. But you know with the bun though, you got the drawstring and you got the little combs. And so I got hooked on that right there because it was easy. And so I kept pulling my hair back, brushing it back into this ponytail with the rubber band, with the combs, with the drawstring. And so guess what happened? Not even realizing it had happened. Then it broke off the top part of my hair. And it was like, man, I can't win for losing. I can't win for losing. So, this part, it didn't really do anything to this part, but it broke off the middle part with a rubber band and a drawstring while I was putting the drawstring, with the combs. So, after that, it was just like, you know what? I'm not putting nothing else in my hair for a minute. If I do anything, I may slap my wig on at some point. I don't know. I might even get a sew in somewhere down the line. But at this point, like with this journey, it's been up and down, but I'm grateful for it. So after I stopped wearing the bun, I just started pulling my hair up like this right here. Like you may see it, like right now it's just like, it's just straight. But sometimes I'll twist it up. And on this spiritual journey, it has helped me to embrace myself to the degree where it's like, I love myself. And I love my hair. And I know some people may say, well, I'm not there yet. Maybe not. But perhaps this video can motivate you and encourage you to step out of the box. And I know it's scary because I've been there. It's comfortable in that box. Ooh, it's comfortable in that box. But I don't care who it is. If you're a person that wear weaves all the time or wigs all the time and you never wear your own hair, you gotta I'm pretty sure you've had the thought where, what if? Or I wish I, could not wear this wig or not wear this this weave, and I could wear my hair. I can imagine people have said that, like, I want to wear my hair, but because it's always gonna be a but, and then the but ain't good enough. It's not because you end up and you keep getting the weaves over and over and over, but which that was me once upon a time. But like I said, I learned to embrace myself and embrace my hair, me, who I am. God, it's like because I have God within me, it's like God is like, Valerie, you're beautiful. Because your beauty is not from the outside. Your beauty is from the inside. And when you will understand that your beauty resides within, when you know that that's truly where the beauty is, then that's when you'll release the idea that you're not beautiful on the outside. Because when you got it in here, automatically you don't have it out here. It's no way that you can feel beautiful in here and not feel it out here. And so when you feel it in here, it's like, then it gives you the strength, I'm going to say strength, to let go of something that you really want to let go of, but you're scared. Or you are worried, or not even worried. You're scared to take it out because you don't know how you're going to look or how other people will perceive you, And some people it might not be about other people perceiving you anyway, or what other people say. It might be just how you would feel about yourself if you were to take it out and not wear it. And like I say, I'm not saying disclaimer, I'm not saying that people shouldn't wear sew-ins and wigs. I love me some sew-ins and wigs and all of that. And like I said, maybe down the line, I might try one out again, But like I said, it's a difference between wearing them for, just to have a new look versus wearing it because you're ashamed of what you look like if you didn't wear it. You see? It's like, what's that saying where have money but don't let money have you? This is the same thing. Have a weave, but don't let the weave have you. I've been there and the weave has had me. Ooh, the weave had me bad. But yeah, and so once I was brave enough to just say, you know what, I'm not going to worry about what nobody else say. I don't know how. I know I might be looking a mess and maybe I'm not. Maybe it's just be in my mind. Maybe it's just in my mind, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I did it. And it was just like, when I did it, it was the hardest thing for me. Like my heart was beating fast and everything. You would have thought it was a life or death situation. You really would have. And I did it. It was just like when I wore it to work that first day, I remember in order for me to kind of like acclimatize the fear or the uncomfortable feeling that I had in wearing my hair short for the first time. Because when I cut it, nobody had seen it. Only the people at work. Because when I cut it, I did it right before I went to work. And when I made it through one day of not falling apart because I did have my weave, then it was day 2 and 3 and shoot, by maybe a couple of weeks after that, it was like, it ain't nothing now. I'm like, I'm fly. Then when I cut my hair and I wore it for the first time when I went to work, I remember I made a t-shirt and it said something about, it was something like embracing your teeny weeny afro or something like that. It was just like me letting everybody know and myself that, hey, I know I got a little teeny weeny afro, but I love my hair, And even though inside I might have been feeling something different, but nobody knew that though. People were feeling like, oh, obviously she embraced her her afro. You know what I'm saying? She got a t-shirt on and all this and that. And, I did that to make me feel comfortable. To let everybody know I embrace myself. And even in that moment, I really didn't. But I felt like if I told myself that eventually I would, and I did. But yeah. And I'm so glad that I did it. I am. It's like letting go of weight that I didn't have to have. Or it was like weight on my shoulders. But then when I think about it, it's like, your hair had you feeling like that? And it's like, yeah, it did. It did. It had me feeling like that. But like I said, when I came from up under and then I embraced it, even though it was hard, but I did it, And I realized because I love myself within, like, I understand, like, I'm beautiful. I'm just beautiful. My energy is beautiful. I'm beautiful in here. And so it's gonna show out here. So whether I'm bald or I got a shortcut or whatever it is, I still look good. I'm still beautiful. Because I understand that the beauty comes from in here. So no matter how my hair is, it don't matter. Because when you see me, you may see me initially as the physical. You see my physical self. But understand that my beauty is from within myself. And you're just seeing my vessel. You're just seeing a reflection of what's going on in here. And so that don't have anything to do with your hair. That has something to do with your heart. It has something to do with your self-esteem and what you feel within yourself, what you feel about yourself. When you totally embrace yourself and who you truly are, then you'll feel you will feel this way that, hey, it's just hair. That's all it is. I look good. Because sometimes you see people and they have their hair cut off, bald, almost bald, and you might say, man, she got a lot of confidence to have her hair like that low. I could never do that. Yes, you could. Because perhaps, I feel like a person that could cut their hair off bald like that, I would say that they're confident. Some people have to do it. Maybe they've had chemo or something like that, but I'm just talking about somebody who just chooses to cut their hair low just because they like the look. That's somebody confident as far as like, they know that, hey, I look good with hair or without hair. I'm confident on that level. That doesn't mean I'm talking about every level that they're confident. I'm talking about it on that level they're confident. That's why you see people on YouTube saying they cut their hair, then it grow out, then they do another chop, then they cut it off, then they chop it again. And it's just like, because they understand that it's just hair, you know? It's just what it is. And it's just like, and so it's saying that I encourage everyone. And like I said, I know it's a process. It's a process. And I know we might say, well, you know, I don't want to do this, you know, because my forehead. Look at my forehead. Do you see my forehead? Oh, okay then. All right, yeah. So we don't want to do it because we think our forehead is too big. But then you got to ask yourself, why we done told ourselves all of these things? And it's just like, where do we get this stuff from? Like, yeah, you know, my forehead too big and I don't want to wear my hair. And it's like, what? Now, I'm going to say, I've said a lot of things. Maybe I've said my forehead was too big. Because like I said, maybe I have. But understand, like, when I look at it now, it's like, the things that we tell ourselves, like, well, I don't want my forehead out. Why we don't want our foreheads out? Like, it's a forehead. It's supposed to be out. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be out. Now, when we wear a bang, sometimes we cover it a little bit, but for the most part, it's supposed to be out. It's a part. I guess a part of your body. It was created that way, so it's supposed to be that way. You know. And it's just like, I hear people saying that, oh, my forehead too big, I don't want to do that. It's like, what? You better embrace that forehead. And in some cases, 5, 6, and 7 heads. I'm just saying. But it's yours, though. At least you have a forehead. You're beautiful. Embrace that. Like, if not now, when? You know? Like, you don't want to go your whole life not embracing your true beauty. Because we all beautiful. It don't matter how many foreheads we have. And I mean, for me, and like I said, I still have thin, some people call them cowlicks, thin hairline. But it's just like, I just learned to embrace it, you know, and love it. You know, and the more and it's just like on my journey, the more I love myself and I learn to love myself, the more I love everything about me, including my receding hairline and my forehead and, you know, and everything about me. You know, what we feel are imperfections are actually perfections. Okay? They're actually perfections. And so I know we tell ourselves, like I said, like, I got this going on, and like, we tell ourselves so many different things of why we shouldn't do something different with our hair. And it's just like, we're going to keep on telling ourselves that. And we never going to do anything different with it. But the moment when you do something different with it and start to embrace it, you're going to feel so much better about yourself, about your look, about you, you know. And I say this too. Don't let it all be about out here, even though I'm talking about hair and it is part of our physical vessel, but don't let it all be about this. The main thing is getting the inside right. When the inside is right, when the love is there, it's going to reflect out here. Okay? So we don't want to give all our work, give all our effort to out here. We got to give our effort in here. And it'll reflect out here. And when you do that, when you truly embrace yourself and love yourself for who you are and what's within you and who you are within, cutting your hair will be so easy to you. Because you're going to be like, you know what? You're going to be just like me. You know what? I'm about to do it. I don't know how it's going to look, but I'm going to just go for it. And then, like, don't get me wrong. Like, at first, you're going to have to adjust to it, because if you've been wearing weaves and things like that for a long time, you're going to look different to yourself. But it's going to be the real you, though. The real you. And so, eventually, as you get comfortable with it, then you'll start taking that hair, your hair, and doing different things to it. You see what I'm saying? Like at first you might not be able to do too much to it. Like I wouldn't, because my hair was so short. I just twisted it up, and just went with it. But it grew though, because just like everything, it's gonna grow. You just got to be patient and know it's a process, I'm just laughing because like I said, I know whoever I'm speaking to, I've been there, I've been there. I'm not there anymore though. I'm not there anymore. And so, like I said, do it, don't just say it. Don't just think it, do it. Like you pray about it, pump yourself up, meditate on it, whatever it is you got to do, and just go for it. Like I said, the most you might be able to do is just put it back in a ponytail. Do that. Do that. Figure something out. Cut, like if it's long and then it's thin, maybe you want to cut it off and just start anew. And when I say cut it off, I don't mean cut it bald. I mean just cut it short. Slick it down. You know what I mean? Something where you don't have to really manipulate it a lot. And it'll just grow. Like, it has to grow. And let me just say this also. For me, drinking a lot of water helps your hair to grow. And for me, what I started doing, I started taking, what's that? Shea butter and coconut oil and tea tree oil and vitamin E. And in some cases, the wild growth oil, and mixing it all together and putting it on my hair, like at night, putting it on my scalp. But honestly, I think the thing that'll make your hair grow fast is just drinking a lot of water. Yeah, and then not manipulating your hair a lot, like always being in it, and letting your hair breathe. Because even if you get sew-ins and 27 pieces and, in wigs, you got to let your hair breathe. I mean, because if you don't, it'll smother it out, and then it has to have some air. Y'all, I'm telling you, it has to have some air, or you will smother it right on out. But like I said, I want y'all to just think about it. Think about it. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot of people out there that want to come up out of that weave. And not because you're not going to get any more down the line at some point, but just making that stepping out of that box and just trying to just take it out. Let me just do something different. Maybe I need to get it cut. Maybe we've been wearing, and some people, maybe they've been growing their hair long or growing their hair out for a long time. But it don't have any body or anything. Maybe you want to consider cutting it off, whatever it is, just so you can do something different and embrace your own hair. It is, trust me, as I told you, this has been over a span of years, my hair journey. But a lot of it was because I thought I looked good with the sew-in, and I did. But it was because society has told us, that we should have long hair, and long hair is pretty, and long hair is this and that. And, it is pretty. But it's not it's not where it stops. It's like, yeah, it's pretty. But then society also should instill the fact that, hey, your natural hair, who you are naturally, is beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with some weave, but your natural hair, who you are naturally, is beautiful also. So yeah, throw some weave in there sometime. And sometimes not throw any weave in there and just wear your own hair. Whatever it look like. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that have hair up under their weaves that's probably almost longer than the weave, Maybe. And maybe it's, like I said, maybe thin or something. Go to the salon, hair salon, and get it chopped off a little bit. So, you know, and then when them curls gone, pull that hair back in a ponytail. Or learn how to do it yourself. That's what I did. Look, get on YouTube. I learned the products that I should put on my hair, what type of hair, you know, and just did it myself for the best way I could. And like I said, it's gonna grow, but it's a process. Like I said, like everything. And I know people saying like, you know, I've been saying I'm gonna do it, and I've been saying, you know, I'm gonna do this and that, and that was like 2 years ago. They ain't did it yet, you know. I know, because that was me. But finally, I gained my courage, and I'm so happy and glad that I did. Like, I feel more beautiful now. Like, literally, I feel more beautiful now, and I'm 55 years old, than I have ever felt my whole life. Why? Because I know where my beauty lies, inside. And it just, in turn, lets me see and embrace and know that I'm just as beautiful on the outside. Like my beauty, the beauty in here and the beauty out here, they going together, you know. And I know in some cases, when you don't have the beauty in here, then we tend to, like, it's like when you don't have the beauty in here, or you don't love yourself, or you have low self-esteem, your hair looking a certain way helps build up your self-esteem. It makes you feel pretty. It makes you feel attractive because your self-esteem is low in here. So you feel like you have to have something out here to make you feel or bring your self-esteem up. And so if you was to take it out and try to rock your own hair, then you would have to really truly look at yourself and ask yourself, why do I feel more prettier with my weave than without my weave? That's a question. That's a question for somebody. Why do we feel prettier with our weave than we do? And why do we feel, excuse me, why do we feel prettier with our weave than we do without it? That's a question that we should ask ourselves. You know, I just feel like I said, we just gotta work on in here. When this is right, so within, so without. When this is right, this automatically it's gonna come together. Cause you're gonna start thinking like, well, why not? It's just hair, man. It's just hair. It is what it is. Like, I look good. So no matter how I rock my hair, I'm going to look good. And you can't tell me, and nobody can tell me anything different. And if they do, who gives a crap? Because their opinion doesn't matter. What you think about yourself is what matters. Not about what other people think about you. You know, if they is saying something about you and your hair, that's because it's something about them that they need to work on, that they don't want to look at. That's a different video though. But however, but anyway, y'all, I hope that this video, I was in meditation and I started thinking about hair. Don't ask me. I have no idea where it came from. But I felt the need to do this video. I hope that it motivates somebody. I hope that it encourages someone. And stepping out of that box. Get out of that box. The box that I speak of is the mind. Your mind will keep you entrapped. You see what I'm saying? Your mind will keep telling you, nah, or it ain't look right. That's your mind. No, do like I did. Start YouTubing and looking at people who've done it. You know, looking at other people's story. Trust me, we all been on the struggle bus. I was on the struggle bus for years. You know what I'm saying? For years. with my hair. So I understand, you know. And even though it didn't grow out, sometimes I still be on the struggle bus. Sometimes, every once in a while, you know, I got to catch a ride on the struggle bus, you know. But for the most part, I got it under control. But thank y'all for listening to me. Until the next time, y'all have a beautiful day. And remember, if you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share this video, and hit the notification bell when you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you. Bye-bye.